Well, you can find great anime everywhere. This time in 2022, some of the most hyped anime, the GOATs, will be released, and I am sure, if you have a bit of culture in you, you must have heard all about them. The Chainsaw Man, The Bleach, The Blue Lock, Hell's Freaking Paradise. But I don't wanna talk about them. Waste of bloody freaking time, so let's talk about the trashy anime that will be released in 2022 that will cause you to lose your brain cell. That's right, gentlemen, even if some of the goats of anime will come to light, the isekai trash genre is still very much flourishing. So let's take a look at the anime of 2022 that you don't need to watch, but you will waste your time watching. First in the list is The Eminence in the Shadow. I have read the first volume of its light novel, its manga, and also the entirety of its web novel. Obviously I don't have a life. So in this series our dear protagonist suffers from a severe case of 8th grade syndrome. And he runs naked in the mountain, sees the light, dies and gets isekai ed. Now you see, the protagonist has dreamed of a world of magic and swords, so when he gets reincarnated in one as a baby born to some noble, he chases his ultimate dream goal. To become a side character looking ass person who is actually a secret villain. He want to be an hidden villain, an eminence in the shadow. You get it, the name of the show. Anyways, he wants to be that, and he has trained very much in his previous school life for it. Trained very much for that goal. The good thing is the main character is smart and two-faced. And that's all I can tell without spoiling. You know, it's actually a pretty funny series. I quite enjoyed its web novel, until the author forgot the plot and it got discontinued. It is obviously has a harem tag, like many other isekais. If you want to watch something funny, and some overpowered main character, then this is a pretty great watch. But just remember, to turn off your brain and don't pay much attention to the plot. Cause there is nothing to be found there. But it's seriously actually pretty fun. Now on to the next one, which is, Trapped in an Otome Game. The official full title is very long, as you can see on the screen. No use commenting on that long title, we know how it is, Japan it is. Anyways, I would like to go on a bit of tangent and say that this cover art of its light novel, I have seen so many freaking times without knowing where it came from, that I am just glad that it got animated for that reason alone. Anyways, I did read the manga, a long time ago, and I also went back to rereading it prior to this video because, to be honest, I had dropped this manga and forgotten all about it. Well, let me present you the plot. Our protagonist is guy with a superior elite sister and he plays an otome game, basically a reverse harem dating stimulator game. Because of his sister, and he completes it and then reincarnates into the otome world as a side character who has no relation to the plot. Now some stuff here, some twits there, and it's hard to explain the main cruise of the plot without spoiling. So making sure not to do that, let me just tell you about the plot points. Good-natured lucky protagonist, has harem in it. And there are also some bitch plot points in it. You know, like the psychological manipulation battle that girls fight. It's funny, but not as funny as the previous one. Falls perfectly in the category of isekai trash, and I am sure you people are gonna waste your time on this. As will I. The third is, Uncle from Another World, an anime where finally an ugly bastard gets reincarnated and remains an ugly bastard there, but interestingly enough that man is not our protagonist. See, the story of this starts after the uncle has successfully managed to come back from the fantasy isekai world. And the nephew, our protagonist, is tasked with taking care of his uncle who was in coma for years and years but was actually in an isekai world, and has lots and lots of stories to share from his horrible time there. Now the fourth one is, Fantasy Bashoujo Junkyu Ojisan. It is a classic rom-com between an old man and an ex-old man. That's right, people, two homies in their 30s get summoned to another world, but one of them turns into a pretty girl. You know, I am pretty excited for it because, before this I have only seen the gender bender tag in a doujin. This is gonna be released early in 2022 in January most likely, so you can quickly join in the anime journey to see if the two homies are going to smash or not. And last and definitely the least is Ari Feretta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest Season 2. I have an unpopular opinion to share among the isekai community. I hate Ari Feretta. I can't even watch it for the memes, I just don't like it. At all.